2 decades back. And that was the way other laws were framed in this country, whether it was right to food, whether it was right to education, whether it was right to fair compensation, or whether it was right to employment. So in the same direction, this was initiated by the UPA-1 government, or Dr. Manmohan Singh's government, Rahulji's thought process, and the whole Congress party, which always believed in the Vichardhara, you can say about the ideology and the path shown to the country by Mahatma Gandhi ji. This law, when it was framed in his name, because he always thought to empower the poor. He always thought to give some kind of social impact to the poor people of this country. He always thought for the well-being of the poor people of this country. And with the same thought that each and every person who comes from the poor and the poorest families, they should also be able to get employment. This was the act and law which was framed at that point of time. And I think in almost last 2 decades, many people got empowered, especially women. It was a village-driven program. It was a panchayat-driven program, where people feel that this work can happen in their village, and they used to decide. The Gram Panchayat used to decide. And that's how this program used to function all these years. There were a set of people who were running this program as a part of Mahatma Gandhi NREGA, who were the employees of NREGA as well. The office employees I'm not talking about the people who generate employment for poorest and the poor people who are working on the ground level. So this was initiated at that point of time, and people started feeling empowered. What does the poor man want? What does the poor women want? Everybody wants to earn their livelihood with pride. This gave that confidence to the poor person of this country that he can live with pride if he wants to work hard. That was the whole idea of this program, and I feel that at that point of time, many Government of India schemes or many Government of India programs, many Government of India programs which were with a ratio of 10 to 90, so 10% was to be pulled in by the state government and 90% was to be pulled in by the Government of India. And that 10% also you have to pull in for the raw material to be used for executing a program. And now the same program is now shifted to 40-60. That the state governments will pull in 40% and the Government of India will give 60%. The only thing BJP is trying to showcase to the people of this country is that they are increasing the number of mandates. Suppose the earlier, under the NREGA program, you were supposed to give 100 days of work to an individual. Now it is being increased to 125. But the whole idea is that if this program is centrally sponsored or it is monitored by the center, then people at the grassroots level, people at the panchayat level, people at the lower level will not be able to initiate these development works in the villages. Lot of work had happened in last 17-18 years when this program was initially initiated. And we all know when Mr. Modi's BJP government came to power in 2014, in the first budget session I still remember that the outlay for the NREGA program was cut. Subsequently, with the pressure of the people of this country, then that again it was enhanced back to the same. Now, today there is a lot of hue and cry across the streets. People are not able to understand. The poor people, most of them usually or not very literate. So these poor people are today not understanding what has happened, because the only thing which is being portrayed to them is that number of work days is being increased from 100 to 125. If there will be no money allocated by the center to a particular village, then how will the work happen? How will the employment happen for a person who's looking at employment staying in a village? From day one, from the time the BJP government came at the center, they had always been looking how to demolish MGNREGA, and this has been in their eyes from so long, and that's why they have tried to do this today. They have changed the name, as I told you earlier. Mahatma Gandhi ji, who always looked for the upliftment of the poor, who always believed in the Swaraj, who always wanted people to get socially important, and the poorest of the people should feel elated after doing hard work. All that is being crushed by the BJP, and I'm quite sure the kind of narrative today there in the whole country, all the political parties are going to get together. Agitations are going to happen. It has already started. Today also we are having an agitation in Mangalore also on this, and yesterday we had an agitation in Punjab also on this, and subsequently each and every state and each and every district, slowly it is going to transmit to the village level where actual people are going to get the hit. I was told in the morning before I came for this press conference that daily wages in this particular district or the surrounding district is very high otherwise as well. It is not about a district or two districts. It is about the poor people of this country. And as you all know, the way BJP has always functioned, the way BJP has always tried to use the central agencies for their own personal benefit, or try to show other people in poor light. We all know how on flimsy complaints, on flimsy grounds, with the interference of the government by arm twisting the ED officials, how this National Herald case was registered or that inquiry was conducted, and how we have been fighting that what National Herald was, how it was initiated, what was the intent of that newspaper, how the people who sacrificed their lives for the freedom struggle, they used to contribute for that newspaper, and how that newspaper used to function in those challenging times. I don't want to go into the detail, but how people who contributed, like I was told that I have a colleague here, Mr. Anayat, he was also asked to give his reply by the EO wing of the Delhi police when ED initiated their proceedings against the National Herald. And today when the court strikes that order, when the court has given, the lower court has given his order, as we all know that BJP never tries to, goes by the court. Now they have gone in for an appeal in the next level of court, so that they want to initiate those proceedings against Honorable Mrs. Sonia Gandhi ji and Rahul Gandhi ji. And as we all know that any individual in the country, many individuals have got EO wing show cause notices from the Delhi police EO wing that was initiated by the ED, and I think that's also a very big slap on the face of the BJP government. So I would like to open the house now for questions on both the issues, if any. Thank you very much. How that issue was brought into the parliament, how that bill was brought into the parliament, and how our MPs reacted to that bill, and how the opposition parties raised their voice in parliament. I understand, I agree, they have the mandate. That's why it was cleared in the Lok Sabha and subsequently the Rajya Sabha, and I was reading in the newspaper today that it got the consent of the president also yesterday. So my point is that the BJP, because of their majority in parliament, they want to bulldoze certain things on the people of this country. That's all. Why I am sitting in Bangalore for coming all the way from Punjab in order to raise, in order to tell the people who are not very literate, those who used to enjoy the benefits of this act, those who used to enjoy the employment benefits, those who used to feel socially important, elated. So I am just saying that how they had done it, and there will be I understand, I also agree to you what you are saying, but there was hardly any time when it was introduced in Parliament. It was introduced by saying that the name is being changed. Slowly, when you go into the details of the bill, you understand. And our MPs, how they fought in Parliament, in whichever manner you can fight. We have fought that way in Parliament, and we are going to fight it on the streets now.
But thing is that they might have started the initiative long back. So,
see, when you are in the ruling government, you can, when you have to introduce the bill, so when there was no debate on the bill, so why is Parliament? Parliament is to anything which has to be made a law for the people of this country, that should be debated, so that it is not that the BJP is trying to bring in this bill. I am saying it is good that they are increasing the number of days from 100 to 125. It is good. But the point is, when there will be no money allocated by the government of India to a particular village, how will that employment of 100 to 125 will happen for a person? It will not happen at all. Earlier it was people driven. It was panchayat driven. It was an ongoing process. Like anybody who's asking for work under Mahatma Gandhi MGNREGA, they used to propose a plan and they used to send it, and it's an ongoing approval happening on a day-to-day basis. Now what is happening is that you will have to send the proposal once in a year, and it will be the prerogative of the government of India to decide whether they want to give money to an X village, or they want to give money to the Y village, or they don't want to give money to the X village, or they don't want to give money to the Y village. That is the difference.
Now in MGNREGA,
people are opposing. I am not saying states are opposing. That states will oppose when they will come to know the financial implication of this 40% on those states. Already we know how the government of India is functioning. From the time the GST has come, the states' powers are they have already got shelled. So now the point is that the 40% implication on the states, which will come, then there will be no MGNREGA work. So who will be in the end, who will be the sufferer? It will be the people of this country, the poor people of this country. That's what I want to say. And moreover, it's not only this. Now they have, what used to happen was, I was talking before coming here, I was talking to people who used to take MGNREGA work, or people who used to give employment to people who want to ask for MGNREGA work in the villages. They say that once the government of India is going to decide that which village is going to get work, how much work, how many days. At present, any work has to happen in the villages. Lot of development work has happened because 10% money was always being given, pulled in by the states for the raw material also. So now if a proposal is sent in once in 1 year, you don't know when will that work finish, how much number of days will be required to finish that work. Now drains were being cleaned, forest people used to use MGNREGA workers to get forest work done by them. So there are small works in villages which were being done through MGNREGA, and that was generating employment for the poorest people, and that was done at the panchayat level. Now only the panchayat people can understand what kind of work has to be executed at the panchayat level, and how can they give more and more number of employment to the people who are working there.